Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the second film in our The Sporting Life series, The Blind Side, 2009. Directed by John Lee Hancock with Sandra Bullock, Quentin Aaron, and Tim McGraw, and written by Hancock with Michael Lewis. This film is a biographical sports drama adapted from Lewis's 2006 book, The Blind Side: Evolution of a Game, which tells the story of Michael Orr, an African-American football lineman who overcame extreme poverty to play in the NFL with the help of his adoptive parents, Sean and Leanne Toohey. This movie received mixed reviews, but was a great commercial success. It grossed $309 million on a budget of $29 million. It's the highest grossing football movie ever made domestically. It was nominated for 2 Oscars for Best Picture and Best Actress, winning Best Actress for Sandra Bullock. A.O. Scott of the New York Times said that Bullock is convincing enough as an energetic, multitasking woman of the New South, and called the movie a heartwarming tale of a foundling taken in by strangers who accept him even though he's different and treat him as one of their own. Bullock actually turned down the role 3 times, believing that she could not properly portray her role because of Leanne's devout Christianity. She was persuaded to play Leanne after meeting her. Instead, Bullock took a pay cut and a percentage of the profits. Filming for this movie took place at Atlanta's International and Westminster schools, many of their students serving as extras. Several NCAA coaches and recruiters appear briefly in the movie as themselves, including Philip Fulmer, Lou Holtz, Tom Lemming, Houston Nutt, Pepper Rogers, and Tommy Tuberville. Orr's high school coach, Hugh Freeze, has an uncredited cameo as a coach watching some game film, yet Freeze's actual part in the film is named Coach Cotton. Although The Blind Side was based on a true story, it was criticized as presenting a white savior narrative in which Orr, an African-American male, is unable to overcome poverty and personal failure without the guidance of his adoptive white mother, Leanne. Melissa Anderson of the Dallas Observer argued that the mute, docile portrayal of Orr effectively endorses the Uncle Tom stereotype of the African-American to white authority. Michael Orr himself expressed displeasure with the movie and took particular exception to its portrayal of his intelligence. He said, "I felt like the movie portrayed me as dumb instead of as a kid who had never had consistent instruction and ended up thriving once he got it." Orr was actually an experienced football player when he enrolled at Briarcrest Christian High School. He developed into a fine left tackle and was heavily recruited by schools in the Southeastern Conference. However, he stated that he actually liked the film's message of perseverance and its treatment of the Toohey family, stating of the family that they're my family and without them, I wouldn't be here. Plot summary. This film is based on the true story of the Toohey family, who took in a homeless African-American teenager named Michael Orr. His father was unknown and his mother was a drug addict. Michael had little education and few learning skills to overcome his predicament. Leanne Toohey took charge, ensuring that Michael had every opportunity to succeed, which included her giving his coach tips on how best to use his skills. The Toohey family provided a home for Michael and a tutor to help him raise his grades to a level which will allow him to qualify for a college athletic scholarship to the NCAA's Division I. Fun facts about the film. Although Leanne's daughter Collins was an A student, she dropped out of AP classes, rearranging her schedule to be in more of Michael's classes and help him graduate. During the initial credits, family, school, and sports pictures of the real Toohey and Orr families are shown. The Toohey's real son, S.J., appears in a cameo next to his screen father, Tim McGraw, at the first game. When Quentin Aaron auditioned for the role of Michael, He was working as a security guard. He was so sure he would not get the role that he offered to work in security on the set if he wasn't cast in the film. While Miss Sue, played by Kathy Bates, blatantly lies to Michael about where the bodies are stored, she's telling only a half-truth about the association between the University of Tennessee and the FBI. The university does have a faculty started by William Bass, known as the BARF, Bass Anthropological Research Facility, that studies the stages of decomposition of human remains in a variety of scenarios. This unit was chronicled in Patricia Cornwell's famous book, The Body Farm. As the Tuohys ride home from their son's school play, we hear Sean say, "The quesadilla saved our ass." Taco Bell sales were down at the time, and Sean's stores were not doing well financially. When Taco Bell introduced the quesadilla, sales soared, saving his business. Quentin Aaron trained with the Georgia Tech football team to prepare for his role in this movie. Just before the volleyball game, Leanne mentions Patrick Ramsey, quarterback for the Washington Redskins, who was a client of her interior design practice at the time. After this same game, Collins Tuohy says to Leanne that she's going over to Cannon's to study. She's referring to her boyfriend, Cannon Smith, who was the real-life Collins' boyfriend at the time. He was the son of the founder and CEO of FedEx. After reading the script, Briarcrest High School administrators decided not to allow the filmmakers to use the school and use their name out of concern over a scene which showed Briarcrest teachers expressing doubt about his learning ability. However, the filmmakers went on to use its school color, green, or earned a Super Bowl ring while playing for the Baltimore Ravens against the San Francisco 49ers in Super Bowl 42, looks like. Two of the film's actors have notable connections to the music world. Tim McGraw, who plays Sean Tuohy, is a popular country singer, and Lily Collins, who plays Collins Tuohy, is the daughter of British pop rocker Phil Collins. Sean Tuohy, who had been a basketball star at Ole Miss, was also a broadcaster for the NBA Memphis Grizzlies. Miss Sue, Michael's tutor, proposes several books for him to read, including Charles Dickens' A Tale of Two Cities and Great Expectations, and George Bernard Shaw's Pygmalion. They're about the transformation of their protagonists into improved persons and about people born into extreme poverty. During the Tom Lemming recruiting scene, we see a coaching management magazine with a photograph of the real Michael Orr on its cover. Orr was placed on the injured reserve list by the Carolina Panthers due to a concussion in November 2016, having played in only 3 games in the 2016 season. He was released by the Panthers in 2017 after he failed a physical. The film Collins Tuohy is watching is A Walk to Remember from 2012. During the Thanksgiving scene, Leanne sets the turkey in front of her husband, recalling Norman Rockwell's famous Thanksgiving painting. Tim McGraw's character teaches Orr the meaning of the charge of the Light Brigade, while a Georgia versus Georgia Tech basketball game plays in the background. When Lou Holtz leans over his assistant while viewing the first video of Michael's high school game, he's wearing an Arkansas pullover. In this movie, he plays the head coach of South Carolina, but he is the former head coach of Arkansas. Things to look for. Lily Collins' debut as Collins Tuohy. S.J. Tuohy's cameo sitting next to Tim McGraw at the first game. Sandra Bullock's dyed blonde hair. Sean Tuohy's reference to the quesadilla that saved our ass. Collins Tuohy's reference to her boyfriend, Cannon. Look for the real football coaches who appear in the film. Leanne's reference to her client, Patrick Ramsey. Miss Sue's book recommendations for Michael's reading program. Hugh Freeze's cameo as an Arkansas assistant coach, watching films behind Arkansas head coach Houston Nutt. The Coaching Management magazine with Orr's picture on the cover. The Norman Rockwell-like Thanksgiving scene. Look for the goof in the scene where the coaches visit Michael to tell him about their respective schools. Coach Fulmer from the University of Tennessee calls SJ CJ by mistake. Check out Lou Holtz in his Arkansas pullover. Now it's time to view The Blind Side. Sit back, settle down. Please remember, it may take a few minutes for the film to roll. Enjoy.